I think we all gone through the assignment sheet. Uh, Maybe I'll just brief that. What I understand is we have to set up a fictional stock exchange where we'll have to generate orders and place orders, buy and sell orders. The order has to be matched and based on the price, and the order has to have a setup for duration for expiry. And at the end, after at the end of the day or after the set hours, the uh, settlement has to be done, and then you have to calculate the simple moving average for 10 minutes of the traded value. Okay, what Sar has explained is we have to take the 10-minute window, and in the 10-minute window, the average has to be calculated for every 5 minutes. Basically, first 5 minutes, and then second minutes to 6 minutes, and third minute to 7 minutes, like that, I think. So that is one thing. And other things he said in the meeting that don't make it very complicated. Keep it simple. We can generate our own company name, our own trading methodology, random values. So that was his suggestion. So anybody started with the work team?
No, but I think that part where we are talking about that calculating the moving average, right? I
Yeah.
think it has to be a sliding window where we calculate if we are calculating at the first minute, we would calculate for the 5 minutes, and then we move we move the. I think we calculate for 10 minutes, but we move the sliding would be probably for 5 minutes. So
Let's
it would.
see. He says that it should be a 10 minutes window. Okay, you
Yes.
take any
We,
window, 10 minutes window, but
yes.
the average has to be calculated for 5 minutes period. Like that's what I explained. From 0 to 5 is one day
I don't think
average.
the average has to be computed for 5 minutes. I think the average is 10 minutes because it will be a sliding window. We will move the next window to the sixth minute.
So, guys, I have a basic doubt. Now, what are we calculating during this moving window? Is it based on a trade or is it just based on a stock price feed?
It's a based on the traded value. Okay,
Yes.
on the way on the traded values, the orders will be placed buy and sell. You have to match, and the
Yeah,
matched value is the traded value.
that I understand. Suppose, let's say there are 10 orders received by an exchange.
Okay.
It will execute it. It is a one-time affair, right? Then I could not really understand this moving window concept because order one need not keep perpetually executing again and again. It cannot be done, right? Its money has to be spent, something has to be bought, that will be executed, right? That's an order. Then
Yes.
what is the relevance of this moving window is what I could not understand.
So it's not a money spent or money balance. It is just to show that there is like when you see the trading window, right? In
Mm.
general, you'll
Mm.
see those candles. So the
Uh,
candles are usually,
mm.
uh, l- I think usually they are like few 1 minute or less than that. Usually 30 seconds or something like that.
Mm.
I think we are not building a candles, but it would be just a at that 10 minute every 10 minutes we will be plotting a simple moving average of that stock.
So,
So
which means we will have to perpetually keep buying and selling also, right? Is it?
if
Otherwise,
you
that won't
don't
happen.
do,
Hmm?
I don't think it we have to buy or sell. If you
Then
don't do any trades in that 10-minute window, if there is no trades, it would be pretty much
feed the price.
the price value. Yes.
Okay, so based, so primarily we can assume that it is based on the price of the instrument.
Yeah.
You calculate the return as a moving
Yeah,
average.
if you
Hmm.
have trades, it would be the average price at which it is traded in that 10-minute window. That would be your simple moving average. But I think if you are not making any trades in that 10-minute window, it would be basically the
So
price.
in a real stock exchange, we will not know. We will only see the candles.
Yes.
And the candles are based on the transactions or the price available in the market. So we will not exactly. Yeah, some trade may be happening somewhere. Otherwise, those prices won't appear. That's the basic.
In the buy and sell only, the price is getting fluctuated, right?
Correct.
Yeah,
So,
even if you look at the real time stock market as well, there are some stocks which are very illiquid, like they're not liquid at all.
okay, so their price won't change, right? Is it?
Yeah, the moving average for them won't change. It would be the price value. So
Okay.
that's the concept we are going to
So when
implement.
we implement, we make a streaming. We generate these random prices and then stream it and simulate the market, right? That's part of the exercise, right? Or do we have to?
I think we have to simulate the orders and we have to simulate
That is
the.
how we.
See, that's the sir.
Okay.
That is the crux of the whole. The
Okay.
calculating simple moving average is not difficult task because there
Yeah.
are already programs are available for it. Very easy.
Yeah.
How are you going to set up this whole architecture? Okay,
So
that is the crux of the problem.
So the trading has to. I mean, I can't really relate the two together. I thought that.
How will you generate the trade? Because you need to generate at least a set of 30 or 40 buy orders and which is matched by a sell order, right? How will you generate that? Is there any
We can generate randomly, right?
random?
Yeah, we can generate randomly.
Yeah, that's where you have to generate random buy order, random sell order, and then we'll have to allow that to match, right?
Yeah.
See,
So
I think streaming is not that ask. Maybe it's what I heard. See, most importantly, we need to generate some random orders. Then we need to place the orders. Then create a bid and ask order, create a match. That's it, and then calculate the average SMA, that with the closing prices, and use that to get the profit.
1
See,
minute.
that is
How
not.
is the match?
You have to create a matching algorithm. Right?
Now, is there any relevance to match and then you calculate the return, something like that? Is there a relation between or anything related between the two?
There is no return or anything like that. It's just a match only. See, everyone will bid, right? If suppose myself, you also are bidding for same product, right? Now suppose product price is 103. You bid for that product 105. I bid for 104, right? So that bid is success for myself, right? Because it's 104. It's near to that. Okay, so that is how it's going to be, and if match is right, then you'll have to go further.
Yeah, then based on that transaction, do we have to do any calculation?
There is no calculation, right? Your order is successful.
Yeah, that's the third part or fourth part of the question actually, where you will calculate based on the order.
Profit, yeah. It says that you have to
profit and then the moving average of the.
See, that calculation or whatever that chart you're talking about, that is something. It depends on that how much profit that person who sold, right, gained from that bidding. That is something.
Profit, I think, is on the order side, but the moving average would be on the exchange side.
Anyway, so important thing is that we will have to keep polling also. I think that is something I want. I think why, because it has to simulate something like a streaming, right? What do you think, Ramana?
It doesn't require.
Required to streaming. That's what.
That is something streaming. It should be something like a streaming.
How we are thinking of generating the order?
That is
random.
See, you can create it randomly, right? See, randomly you can create the order, but you'll have to place also with new customer randomly, right? That is also something you'll have to do.
Let me share that assignment sheet. Okay.
Yeah, can anyone just share or do
what
some?
I will do is let me share and let us decode it. Okay, so because what I understood may be totally different, but what you people, everyone can just add so that we will see that. Okay, So
Anybody
not
who's very good in writing a pseudo code can just scribble something and put it in the team. So from there, we'll at least try to write our code on our own. Yes, sir.
so I'm just sharing my screen. Let me know once you're able to see.
Yeah, okay, it's coming up.
Can see.
Yeah.
Okay, can you see?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Can
all
see.
right. See, what is that? So basically, we need to create some instrument. So instrument is nothing but any stock or any bond, anything, right? Something like that, which is tradable kind of thing. And what is most important here, in this, what they have given is, if you look at that, a buyer bids to purchase the shares at specified price. So he is bidding. Okay, that means he is ready to buy kind of thing. And seller asks to sell the stock at specified price. So that means there are some instruments we randomly generate. Then the order will be placed, then in that order the buyer orders will be there and the seller orders will be there. Now these buyer order and seller orders has to be matched, right? So when a bid and ask match, so then a transaction occurs. So this transaction is called trading. That is what if you read that, that's what it is given. Okay, then trade is fulfilled, right? So once the trade is fulfilled, that is what normally happens, right? So if you look at the output point of view, right? So let me just
So everybody's price ask or bid may not be satisfied, right? Some matching point will be.
Yeah.
yes, see, that is what you need to check, right? See, for example, let us say that randomly you generated order. Let us say some instruments randomly you generated. So some basic things are required in instrument. Let us say that this is a stock, some AAA, and you have some opening price, right? Randomly generated, then some volume, right? Something like this is there. Okay. So then buyer bids to purchase. This is a bid order. Now the order. These are the instrument details. Some 4 random instrument generated. Then the bidding will happen. So bid orders will come. Let us say that somebody has bidded for the CCC with a price of 120, right? Whereas this is the quantity and this is the time to live, because this will be there. Let us say 10 minutes only, not more than that. That was the requirement. After 10 minutes, it will go off. Again, price everything will change. So then the order will be there. So it will try to match. Your matching algorithm should check whether it is matching or not with respect to your instrument, with respect to the price, with respect to the volume and the time also, right? So then if it is matching, then it's okay. If it is not matching, then your code should say that it is not at all matching.
So who is setting this 10-minute time?
Sorry.
Who is setting?
We can select whatever time, but it's
No, it was given, right? 10 minutes.
Set, yeah.
10 minutes is given, 10 minutes window.
Where?
10 minutes windows only for SMA.
Yeah.
But expiry is our choice, I think.
Expiry is our choice only.
Usually it is a day. End of the day is what
that is our choice, sir. You can.
No, that is practical, sir. You can't implement like end of day in this
here.
scenario.
So certain time only. So I just assumed rather 10 minutes. Okay, so that's okay. So
see, this kind of system we'll have to keep it at shorter time window. Otherwise, it will not match or something.
Yeah.
Anyway, we can experiment with that. You can
experiment with that, but that's okay. 10 minutes is too long for our these things.
So how the match happens? The match is.
See, the match happens is, let us say the buyer will bid the orders and the seller will have the orders. So the matching function, it will start looking whether the instrument is matching or not. Then there is a second condition. See, normally what happens in a trade, you should not have, your bid order price should be lesser than your selling order. Otherwise, you will not going to sell, right?
These are two instruments that we are talking about. So it is not in the same instrument. Only this match and bid and ask match is applicable, right?
Yes. In the same instrument, it is applicable. This is for instrument to instrument. See, 4 instruments you have generated.
Correct.
Now somebody is, bidding for instrument CCC, and there is a ask, also there is a BBB. It is not matching. That's the reason, there is no match. So your code is telling it is not.
Suppose instead of the BBB, it was CCC, then it would have been okay, because the seller wanted 123. Even then also it won't match.
Yeah.
So the buyer
It would match. I mean, say in practical scenario, it would match and then execute that quantity whichever is available as seller
Or then
quantity.
the other scenario is there. I'll say the quantity it may not match, so it has to fulfill partial order from one.
Yes.
That is also up to us to decide whether, because
Okay, see here, randomly
but
generated.
there is
Now
a
it
there
is
is a
matched.
there is one question actually here arise, Ramana. Since you have generated 4 orders here, for that 10-minute window SMA calculation, you will not have sufficient data, right? In that case?
See, I think the SMA calculation and this should not be mixed.
Yeah, it is not. It should not be mixed. That's correct. See, your order match. This 1, 2, 3 is a one set of the questions basically.
Right.
That's what it is very clear.
Ramana, the order match in your code, the seller is quantity is
but it's saying
725.
that
Just go back to that code.
outcome of exercise 2. That is what they're saying in exercise 3.
No, if you read it, we can interpret.
Let me check.
I think we should not go to the simple moving average and profit at this moment. Let us try to talk about order producer and then matchmaker.
Order producer and matchmaker. Let's
Hey,
that.
actually, order producer and matchmaker are in the continuation questions. But this is outcome of exercise 3. Whatever you got, so now SMA has to be calculated. Yes.
Yeah, let's not go into that, Ramana. I think we are.
No, but exercise 3. That is what I'm saying.
No, price will it be a match? If the seller price is higher than bidder price, then will it be a match? No, right?
It won't be. It won't be. It's other way.
Again,
bidding is possible, right?
You can set it. Okay.
Anyone can bid anything, even this.
No.
So how the matching is happening? What?
Matching, it depends on how many people are bidding. If 10 people are bidding, someone is closest.
No, it depends. I mean, say in a practical scenario, it depends on whether it's a market order or a limit order. Market order is basically whatever is market value going on, and basically
here we don't have to think that way, right?
Yeah, that's the
you don't say here you can set your own logic. Seller wants 101 rupees, but the buyer is ready to pay 180, so you can even accept the order, right? The buyer.
So let's discuss. Should not
is up to us.
See, this is just an assignment, and you don't have to think about the partial orders, partial transactions here, right? So just think about particular perfect price and perfect quantity. Whether if it is a match, then do the transaction, or else it's not. Right?
That is
no. That's not the algo.
Quantity of the seller can be higher than the bidder, right?
Other way,
right?
Other way.
We get too complicated in that. If we are trying to do
anyway, Ramna,
it would be a project. It would not be a question.
So it depends on exercise 3, right? In exercise 4 is saying that you'll have whatever outcome will be there from exercise 3. Same outcome you'll have to use to calculate for the SMA also.
No, it doesn't say same output. It doesn't say that.
Oh, okay. It doesn't say that. Okay.
Yeah. So basically, for the assignment, we can assume that the buy quantity and then the sell quantity would be always matching, and then we'll say we'll put a
it is not always matching. Sorry, that is not the thing. See, it is
not matching always.
Matching.
Yeah, it has to be greater or lesser.
Matchmaker. That's the reason they gave 5 marks for this.
Yeah, this is
the heart
little bit complicated. That is what I'm saying.
Easy.
See, it can go less also, it can go up also, it can match also, whatever.
I think it is mostly because 5 marks because they are expecting a stream to join.
If you think about real bidding, how exactly it happens, the real bidding, right? When you think about it, is some price is there. For example, 100 rupees, someone is bidding very close to it. We don't know exactly what is the price, right? And 100 people are bidding it. Someone who is close to it, that is the bidding is going to be successful. That is how we'll have to match it.
All right. See, something, how they some thought on, the matchmaking algorithm, right? See, first we need to sort all the bid, the ask orders and all. Then we need to initialize it, and then we need to check with respect to, remember that we need to matching has to be done with respect to the instrument name is matching or not, the price, whether it is, the greater than or not, the volume is matching or not, and time to leave, and of course the quantity is nothing but volume. So these 4 parameters has to be checked in our code. Then only this will happen. Otherwise, it's not happen. So you need to check.
Are we implementing it in a simple Python program, Ramana? That's what we are talking about.
Yes. So see, initially we need to write a Python code, right, for all these, either Python or a Java, right?
Yeah, I think producer. I think it would be a Python code definitely.
Producer and for matchmaker also, right?
Yeah.
For matchmaker, I think we should be doing a streaming platform like Kafka, because
not necessarily, right?
Not
Who told?
necessarily. It doesn't matter. You'll have to
the
simulate it.
assignment is for stream processing, right? So
No,
I
that
think
is what I asked the same question only. Shall we do the polling? Shall we try to simulate it or not? How exactly you want?
Yeah, it is not required. See, you need a lot of infrastructure, right? So you don't need to do all those.
Yeah.
And
how
you
many
need
data? I mean, 4 or 5 orders, you will do the Kafka. Think about it, right?
See, basically, the Python program for a trade generation and matchmaking, right? So everything is a Python program, and yes, the same program you can run in an analysis, the algorithm layer, and you can use anything, right? So that's okay.
Now, where are we showing a streaming analytics here?
Yeah.
That is what my
did we
question was.
confirm that with the lecturer?
I have a question. Usually in the stock market, the values go up and down. We are not going to do that, right?
No,
We can do that. We have to do that, right? The closing price, when you are calculating, you need to, do that. Yeah, you need to simulate that by some randomization.
See, what you can do is
it is quite easy to do that.
You can set a price, and then you have to generate a random number, adjust the price based on the random number within 0.5 rupees, up and down in a random way. That's how you will make it fluctuate.
True.
Okay.
That's how the fluctuation can happen. Yes.
Yeah.
See here. So that is what the instrument price, right? So whatever closing price is there. So in fact, I just randomized it with respect to plus or minus 5%.
Okay. So that's a randomized. Okay, you will random number. So it will fluctuate.
It's a closing price, right? So it will do a closing price, and then those closing prices we will use. So we use that closing prices. Okay, to do that. Use that closing prices to calculate your other.
See now, Ramna, what you are doing, what I was thinking is, we will have to allow the create an instrument. For example, take AAA. Okay,
yes.
You generate a function to allow the price to fluctuate, just price. Okay,
yes.
So the price you will keep it fluctuating. Okay, then you have to create a order producer, the order producer, which will produce both buy and sell order.
Yes.
Okay, and you can set the price, but based on the up and down, at one point of whatever order is there at a particular point, it will match. Can we use that?
It may match.
Can we go with that kind of fluctuation, because that is where you can simulate the price, right?
Seller price needs to match with bidder price, or it has to match with the market price.
See, seller price has to be
market price. When you allow the price to fluctuate
above the bid price,
then that is a market price. So when the seller price and bidder price matches at a particular point, then the trade will execute.
It is not matching. It should be higher.
Suppose the bidder price is higher than the seller price, then a trade will happen, because
at that particular point, if it is higher.
They have given one document, right? So it was clearly written there. See, let us take an example. See, this is how any platform will look like, the output, right? So
now, where is this document available?
You have to read, right? They have given some these hyperlinks.
These documents. Okay, fine.
Yeah. See, it's like this, right?
It is there, right? So these will never match. So always your ask will be at least higher. Then only the real trade can happen. The buyers will be high. Otherwise, nobody is going to do that, right? So the check will be like the ask price should be greater than the bid price.
Greater than the seller's seller's price.
Yes. So that is what is the one check you need to do in the match algorithm, because that is something important. Otherwise, no trade will happen.
Okay, so it should be higher. Okay, bidder price should be higher than the seller price for the trade to execute. Okay.
Because then both the requirements are satisfied. Because I want to buy
See,
at
and every time when a trade is executed, you have to record that in a file, right? Then only you can able to calculate the moving average and profit calculation, which is question number 4 and 5.
But then how? I mean, is it necessary that in 5 minutes some trade will happen? I mean, it is not necessary, right?
No, but you'll have to
See,
simulate it, right?
that you can simulate, sir. That's what we're saying.
Something you'll have to simulate.
You can simulate.
And you can, Supu, you can keep in the variable itself only that you don't have to keep it in the file, right?
How will you calculate? How will you calculate then the moving average?
That is what I'm saying. You can keep in an array or dictionary
number
or
array,
anything.
Number array, if you keep, there is a function called row.
Okay, fine. So Nina, you can do both, but this will be much simpler. You can create an array and store the value.
Otherwise, file thing actually you'll have to write a lot more code in that case, and it doesn't require, right, for simulating everything. It has to be done in same
I think
20 minutes or 15 minutes.
That's good. That's a good idea, because Sar was telling that keep it simple. He's only interested in the logic.
To keep it simple. That is what
he's only saying that he's interested in the logic. How are we applying? And he was keeping telling that how are we applying the streaming. But still, I don't understand where the streaming comes in.
Is something I was giving that same idea actually. That polling is one way actually. Everyone does that polling only, but that is something you can simulate through polling. So
where will you do polling? What does that mean?
Polling is something same. You can repeat that order again and again in certain time frame, right? Streaming is something data comes repeatedly at certain time or every minute, maybe 60, 60, 100, whatever. So it's something. This is same thing. Only you can do simulate it on this thing also by using polling. You can search about it. It's very simple.
Okay.
But that is something you can take the help, and then you can, of course, instead of streaming Kafka, a lot of things, we are just doing this polling and generating orders, and that is how something we are calculating.
Can we do a simple kind of RDBMS database, and over there we schedule something which will keep on triggering after 1 minute, and based on that we can.
In that case, it's going to happen in the database side, right? It's not going to happen in front of.
But we need to keep refreshing our this one.
No.
Data frame.
No. It doesn't have to. You're generating new order. No, for a certain time period, it will keep generating. Suppose, for example, 30 minutes. Every 1 minute, you're saying that I want to generate one order, right? It's going to happen. You just have to write the logic, right? It's very simple, actually. It's not that deep.
Okay.
Yeah, you can write order. Generate one order every 1 minute, and increase the volume by this much, or reduce the volume by this much, and price by up and down.
Just number you can write here and there, and
some logic we can put, random number logic we can put, and generate order by bid order as well as sell order.
Right.
And you can allow the price to fluctuate with a random number, all in a particular decimal range. Okay, in terms of 25 or 0.5, it will randomly match. You can experiment.
As long as it's a bigger price than ask price.
Yeah.
Right?
Then if it is not matching within 1 minute, then reduce to 30 seconds or 10 seconds. You generate an order every 10 seconds randomly. Okay.
More data. You will have
You'll have more data. Yeah. But we have to. See, for both of question 4 and 5. We look at only the traded price, at which price the trade is executed, right? Because the profit calculation also, it doesn't talk about the actual profit. It says only in a window, find the stock out of the 4 instruments giving maximum profit, average closing price minus average opening price, in a 5-minute sliding window for the last 10 minutes. That's it. We need not even bother about the quantity here. Volume.
Yeah, it's a return on the stock.
No streaming tool or utility you need to use, like Kinesis, Kafka, nothing, is it?
Yeah, you need not to. It says that in order to realize above expectation, you need to design and construct a streaming data pipeline integrating the various technologies, tools, and programs covered in the course that will harvest this real-time data of traders' orders and produces the trade analytics that can be sent on the traders' mobile devices.
Huh?
You can think of.
See,
So it is quite
that is what
evident that
just the
streaming can be
statement.
used, right?
That is
See,
what is.
I think this is only to write some
Yeah.
theory, right? So
Theory
I don't
only.
think
These
real time.
guys, like,
In general, also even
It is just generically you
yeah,
have to write down, the entire all the the GAN. That's it.
Theory.
it's
Okay.
like an architecture.
Now, see,
only.
one more thing you said is we have to record executing this file, and we have to explain also, give our explanation also.
So that's why
See,
you are using
this is
notebook,
only
right? Yeah.
it is only not the the entire streaming platform. It says only overall thought process of approaching this problem. That's it.
Yeah.
How the data is flowing through the pipeline. So whatever architecture diagram and technical tech stack you are trying to write, so that you need to just
See, this is where I'm little confused here. If you use only the Python program using a Jupyter notebook, where is the streaming coming?
See, only approach only you need to tell, right? It is not that you are in real time, you are trying to stream and show it, right? That is not required. You are trying to, come up with your architecture. You
See,
are
you
trying
can
to come up with your stack.
in that place you can say that instead
Just
of
explain.
streaming,
You just
yeah,
talk
that is-
how it works. That's it.
Or is it
sorry.
possible to take the live data from market and do some simulated trades?
No, that is more complex actually, Subraj.
It's very complex, right?
Yeah, I may sound silly, but I unable to understand this word instrument trade because I am not aware of this talks. So, what is this instrument trade? Everywhere it is mentioned.
Yesterday, this Praveen explained that for all practical purposes, see, in reality, the instrument means it could be a stock, it could be a bond or anything, option.
See,
or
anything which you buy and sell in a share market or in a document form is called instrument.
For the assignment purpose, he said you simply take 4 stocks. That's
Yes.
all 4 instrument means. That's what he clarified.
Don't complicate with too many different types of.
Take Apple, Google, Amazon, something else. There are 4 instruments. A, B, C, D. That is also 4.
4 or 5 companies you can create. That will be your instrument.
Yeah,
Don't
because it is
Got it.
Did he talk about any streaming stream collection?
No, he said everything is flexible. You
No. Only thing I can say in that case, if you are very much insist to using streaming, then you'll have to go with lot of effort actually. But that is what Praveen sir or he's explaining, that you don't have to go with all that pain in this shortage of time. You just explain.
Actually, he should be giving us one mentor along with this, case study. At least, no, then it makes sense. Now it is so difficult. At least one should be guiding us.
No, but he said make it very simple. Then it becomes much simpler now, right? If it's simple, you'll have to keep it very simple, because since you're thinking about streaming and lot of effort.
That's so. See, I was just surprised why people are so complicating. See, I just kept it very simple, right? So look at my screen.
Yeah,
I just put 4 orders, okay, randomly generated with price and quantity. I just went on to place the orders, buyer order and asking orders. If they are matching, then I will go for the bid is matched and we'll go for the trade. That's it. If they are not matching, nothing is being printed here, right? Something like this. So let us say that I just randomly generate. Let us see if something match. So yeah, order matched here in this case. Okay. So when the order is matched, trade happened here, right? Because
can you hold the screen? So the price is 130, volume 128. Bid price is 133. What is the ask order price is 130. Okay. There is a match, and the quantity match means only 140 will be transacted, right?
Yes, that's correct. Correct.
Okay.
So see, that sends the question number 3. Then in the thing, let us see. You have all the opening prices, right? For whatever you generated here for all the 4 stocks. So now using that opening price and you calculate the closing price. So the closing price, I think there was one explanation given right here how to do it, right? So if you go through,
Why closing price is calculated from opening price? Both are independent, right?
yeah, see, that's what I'm telling. Opening price is straight away taken from here. That's what I'm telling. If you look at that, let us say that, the maximum profit I got for this one, the opening price of this is coming from here only.
Oh, okay. In this,
Opening price will not change. So opening price is there, and the closing price is what I am getting from here. Okay, closing price. So how do you get this closing price? So that is where this explanation was given, right, in this article. Whatever somebody has posted a question, so there was an answer given by Praveen Pawar. He has given with some example. So just code it for this example, make it simple. That's it. That's what I did. Okay. So
I think we have to keep 4 or 5 companies or instruments have an opening price.
Yes.
Okay. Allow the price to fluctuate randomly up and down.
Oh.
Generate
and then
bid
calculate the
order.
closing price. That's
Yeah.
it.
Generate bid order and sell order in a 1 minute or 30 seconds or 10 seconds interval with some up and down number. We have to allow the system randomly to match the price. Whichever the trading happens, it has to write it in an array, the trading price. That's it. From the trading price, we can calculate the moving average and also the profit. Profit is the closing price minus open price.
Venkat, Ramana, do you have the link where his clarification is given? Because we don't know which discussion thread. If you can just put the link in the.
No, it is there in the announcement of the discussion.
Oh, is it? Announcement of the discussion.
Yeah, it is given. So many explanation is given.
Oh, I see. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it is given here. So with the, I think use this example just to calculate SMA. That's what.
Okay.
That's how we can do it.
Yeah. Only one mantra is there. Just keep it very simple. Then you can very easily do it.
Yeah, it has to be simple. So Ramana, you are saying that the streaming process we can only write a theory. It need not to be applied that, right? That's what your idea is.
Your approach, you need to record it. That's it. So see, what is your approach? It all depends on how good we are drawing the architecture of this particular stuff, right? How the data.
See, the question number 5. You just read the question number 5.
What is there?
Up to 4, very clear. Okay, question number exercise below that.
Profit. Yeah.
Go down. Just go down.
5, I think Python can work, right? So
yeah, that will work. Till 5 it is Python. Just go down. Their submission report, they're asking. Still go down. Submission requirements. Okay.
This is one thing.
Yeah.
Theory. So this is the architecture and tech stack, right? So this is what you need to, maybe we need to spend time to come up with a very good architecture based on whatever we have done and the tech stack. And that is what you need to explain as our approach and record it. That's it.
See, this is where this architecture, we need not to show that implemented, right? We can.
No. How will you implement the architecture?
No, you obviously, that is what simulation, right, Supu?
Okay.
You just have to tell in the architecture, you'll have to inform that in this place you can use, of course, Kafka or any streaming process.
So you need to make a very colorful architecture with all the possible tools, with all the tech stack, end to end, and explain that everything in the video. That's what I'm planning to do, along with some code execution. That's it.
Okay. Then the second is for Python program for order placement with sample input output. Okay. Short note on criteria used for order matching. Okay, that is clear. Python program for trade generation.
So this is what trade generation means. Basically, creating your bid order.
Yeah.
Right. That's what creating your. This is a trade generation. Buy order, bid order. If it is matched, trade will be generated.
Okay.
If it is not matched, trade will not be generated. That's it.
So that is also clear. And then short note on describing the streaming data pipeline architecture.
Yes. And components.
That is what is this is again a theory.
Again theory question, right? See, that's what we wrote in what do you call mid-sem also, right? So data ingestion, then analytical layer will be there, or data pre-processing, then data flow, all those things will come right in a pipeline architecture.
So the question in this fifth
You-
part is also only
True.
theory.
You can use that comment. Their comment in mid-sem exam, they have these comments, right?
Yeah.
You can use that.
So comments are there.
One query, Ramana, for question 3. So they have not exercise 3, the below question 3, which you were there right now. Yeah. So they are saying short note criteria use not this one, fourth one actually. Python program for trade generation. So I suppose that trade generation is actually matching things because if you look at exercise 4 first line, can you scroll up to exercise 4? Yeah, exercise first line for fourth first line says that as an outcome of exercise 3, your system has generated the trades. That is
Yes.
basically the trade generation. So they are saying it for matchmaking and not placing the orders.
Yeah, of course, matchmaking only, right? That is what it is. See, you are placing the orders, bid and ask order, then you are trying to check whether the
See, I
orders
think the
are matched.
matchmaking is the trade transaction because the trade
Yes.
happens when the bidding and
Yes.
selling matches, right?
That's what
match-
it is.
Matchmaking is the trade generation.
Yes,
But
bid and
here-
ask match, a transaction will occur, and that is called the trade generation. That's what is the definition given in the very beginning. Yeah, here they have given.
See, there's a confusion. Point number 3 is short note on criteria used for order matchmaking.
Yes.
And point number 4 is Python program for trade generation. I think, okay, in the third, we have to give an explanation. Fourth is just the code.
See, for order matching, you are writing a code, right?
Yeah.
So what is the logic you used, right? So that's what we need to
that
explain.
is explanation is point number 3. The
Yes.
code which we have developed is point number 4.
And for point 2, they have
Till the time we are matching, how you will be holding this bidder and order and
Time. That's
Time.
the reason this is important.
no, but these are record, right?
Yes.
We are creating these records, but we need to hold it somewhere so that we can match it.
You
That's
can
right.
keep it in the file also. You can keep it anywhere.
See,
You
you
can
have
create
to-
an array. You can create an array, order array for buy order, sell order.
Okay.
Okay, and the price you can run the price in a variable. Okay, the price will fluctuate, and the variable values when matches with the buy or sell order, the trade will execute. You have to just record the trade execution, and the time.
Okay.
And expiry time you can give it in the buy or order itself. 10 minutes you have to expire. 10 minutes you have to delete the value from the array.
So for point 2, they have asked sample input and output. So does the sample output means the final trade matching output, or does it mean that the orders which are placed by a user, he should get some output on his console mentioning if his trade was
matching
satisfied or
output
not?
should be okay. Trade matching output. What Ramana has shown, no?
Okay, so like have we has to wait for his trade to get match or expire, or it
Yeah.
would be the final output?
Sometime you'll have to show that it's expired. So for some people it's possible, right?
But we can't make him wait for 10 minutes to make his
so
order
that is
expire.
something you have to
See,
do. Yeah.
Expire maybe it is tricky because only two things. One is the one criteria maybe the instrument do not match easy, right? Randomly generated, that will be fulfilled. Another criteria will be the price is not higher than this, the quantity mismatch. So these three things easily we can show that in a match.
I think quantity we can ignore here because
Right.
it is not asking.
See here, the second came, right? The bid price is lower than the ask price. That's the reason order has not matched. So we can give all these scenarios. Price and instrument is a must.
Must.
Okay.
Quantity we can just keep it.
And
Okay,
time.
you need not to take it for any calculation.
Time is also must.
Yeah, time is also must.
That's
So
it.
you are looping for certain time and then you are generating this thing?
Yes.
Okay, got it.
You have to use system time. Okay. And when you are running, but say 10 minutes is too long. That's why I'm telling. I
That's
put
why
10
30
minutes,
second or 1
so it
minute.
will never come for me, right?
Yeah, that's what.
Put 10 minutes, too long. That's what I have to put maybe 10 seconds or maybe 5 seconds.
Yeah.
So
How long the match will go?
Depends on your time to leave, right?
Depends on time, right?
Okay.
It's a continuous.
I think we have some idea. Ramana, if you can scribble some pseudocode and give it to us, it will be good. I don't want you to send the code which will not be right. Just by handwritten pseudocode for order producer and matchmaking.
And nowadays it's all available, right? So you don't need it, right? So you have all, the what's called Bard is there, Chat GPT is there, everywhere you get it, right? You don't need to worry about that, right? So,
okay.
That should be fine. But use to our own logic to make sure that it is working.
No problem.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like, see, that's what I understood. So my thought will be like,
I think this is good.
No. Only thing is that Suppu, if you can make it more simple, then make it more simple.
Yeah, I think we'll
more simpler than Ramna.
This
See
is
how he is representing.
This is
you
very
don't
simple.
need to represent that level, right?
Yeah.
Why it is complicated or what? I thought it is the most simplest
for you it is quite simple. For us, it's not.
It's not about simple or anything. It depends on who wants to do what, right?
Exactly.
Yes,
we don't want to do anything. Just we want to do it simple.
No, we just want get marks, right?
Yeah, full
Nothing
marks.
to
That's your full
do
marks.
on the assignment.
Is this any idea about this BDS assignment? That is Hadoop. After a lot of difficulty, I installed Hadoop in my system.
Ubuntu, which system?
Sorry?
Linux system or Ubuntu?
The tutorial all about Linux. I have a Windows system. That's where I found it a little difficult. But finally, I found a video which very clearly, step by step, they are explaining that. With that, I could able to install it. But I do not know anything about Hadoop here. If somebody gives some idea about how to set up this nodes, it will be good. Any Hadoop experts are there?
See, again, if you use just simple Python, right? So you can just, initiate your Spark, right? A Spark session.
Okay.
And create some nodes, right? Because they have given like 2-way, 4-way, 8-way. These are all, how partition happen in the memory, basically.
So you're using Spark, Ramana, not Hadoop. Yeah.
Hadoop only, but I initiate the thing with the Spark for reading the data file. Okay. Data file kind of thing. And then once the data is now, this data has to be stored. They have given that there is a private node which should be unique, the field. Rest are all will be, in a 2-way, like 4-way and, 8-way nodes, right? So that is what it is. So once you read using a Spark, right, for example, then what you can do is you can, put a logic so that, according to, the logic, whatever they have given, if only one feature is matching, it's a private. There are 2 features common in a row that will go into 2-way, 4-way, 8-way, like that, right? So it will store. So that means the storage of the data that is what is, one thing, you can do kind of thing, right? Once the storage has happened, right, then you need to write all those nodes into different files, right? Once you have, written that files, then we can store it into the Hadoop, right? We can just write.
So you're segregating here the files and then writing it to a different node.
Yes, 4 nodes and private node. Then write the data to the Hadoop. So we are using Python. So we are writing the data to the Hadoop database right away. Once now that in Hadoop you have all the the nodes data, private node, 2 node, 4 node, 8 node, everything is done, right? Different storage. Then you are trying to connect to the Hive, right? And it is like an SQL kind of thing, right? Then you are trying to create, use the Hive to use the different stored data kind of thing. And then you are trying to come up with connect with your that Hive kind of thing. Then they have given count the number of financial transaction, so you can use a pick script right away in the Python. You print it, then filter the data, use that pick script, something like that, right? So you can do it. Then they have generate daily report, generate weekly report, generate monthly report, just,
Okay.
so that is how, you can think, doing it.
Oh,
And the output will be, you run this code so that, all, yeah, of course, you need to install the HDFS and, the big hive, that ecosystem. That's it. So output will come. That's it.
HDFS I've installed it, but how do we upload and download is the question. But see, this seems to be very simple for you, Ramana. But I am not that expert in the Python. For me, it looks very, very complicated. I'm thinking within the shell itself, we will able to run, right?
True.
In the
Ramana,
HDFS. Sorry.
At least
Yes, we can.
anyone who knows Hadoop, if can help to install on Windows,
Ramana,
that would be also
did
good.
you install any Hadoop or any particular thing to execute this, Ramana?
See, we need to install Hadoop, Hive, and at least Pig. These three ecosystems are must. Okay, so first is the installation of the Hadoop, and then install the the Pig and Hive, and then see, it is like, if you remember in the earlier BDS assignment, MongoDB, right? So we just installed the MongoDB, and but yeah, in fact, I have not used the MongoDB commands to run it. I use Python only, right? So you just use Python to get interact with MongoDB and execute. It is the same thing. That's what I'm planning actually. So it's up
Sir,
to you.
is there anything like a UI based Hadoop interface?
No, that is not there. You need to put something called Eclipse is there, or VMware. You need to use those virtual machines to do that. But it is not that user friendly or not available freely.
You can use Ambari if you want UI
Yeah.
based to install Hadoop.
True. Yeah,
Ramana,
you
did
use
you
Ambari.
install all these things in your Windows system itself, Ramana?
Sorry?
Did you install all those things which you have mentioned, right? Hadoop, Hive, and Pig in your Windows system itself, or how it will be?
Yeah, we can do it in within our Windows system, possible.
No, but he's
Okay.
using notebook, Dhanush. He's
Okay.
Yeah, so
So
he's
I
doing it.
was thinking like it will take more kind of a storage in Windows, so that it is very difficult to
That's
do in
correct.
Windows.
Yeah, that's the reason. What we need to do is basically we need to use Python API, right? So to extract the information instead of Hadoop running in the background. So Hadoop is only used to just to store the different data. That's it.
Okay.
So yeah, there may be quite like what we had. I think what Compass was there, right? There will be something we need to explore, which can easily good UI will be there, but I don't know whether that is acceptable or not by the BDS team. So
Yeah, Nayak, Reshma, can you please put this comment in the group, Reshma, that you is something which you are saying that is a UI base.
And these guys give assignment